pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing. As a legislative authority in Ashville, we impact the lives of families, businesses, and schools with such a weighty responsibility that it is wholly appropriate to petition for help from a higher authority in the discussion, reflection, and dispensing of our duties as council members. Moment of silence. You may be seated. Roll call. Present. Randy. Present. Dave. Here. Holton. Matt and Chad are excused. Matt's working and Chad's out of town. Need a motion to approve the minutes of April 21st, 2025, the regular session.
So moved.
Second. Vote.
Yes, yes.
Presentation, departmental reports real quick.
Still plugging away, trying to get employees. Other than that, we're still hanging tight.
Greg?
Street sweeping starts tomorrow and runs till Thursday, Friday for a rain date. Ongoing problem we have, and Brian's quite aware of it, people not wanting to move their vehicles off the streets. We've posted them, and we've even put the ordinance number on it. So if you see a neighbor or a friend that's got their car parked, just give them a friendly reminder, please move them.
What are we doing if they don't?
Nothing. Sweep around it and their house looks dirty and ours looks clean.
Can they get ticketed or whatever if they
We
don't?
used to ticket them. Are we not doing that now?
Parking ticket.
That's up to council what you want us to do. We've heard ticket, we've heard put the little stickers on them, we've heard do nothing. So what do you want done?
If you, I don't know enough about how you do it, so do you just go through one area, and if there's a car there, you don't go back through, right? It's one go.
And you can see when they sweep the streets, you'll see a big swoosh where someone had their car parked there.
What's if we, well, in the future, because I ticketing was not gonna, I don't think that's gonna help either. In the future, can we do it like one more day early and enforce a thing and then put a notice on people's cars if it's there, but we're still got time for them to move it, you know what I'm saying? So we say the ordinance starts a day early, that gives you the ability to go out, if the cars are still there, you put a notice and say, hey, we will ticket you if this is here.
It's coming
we
tomorrow,
roll
say it's
through.
coming tomorrow.
So I think again, if we, I'd be totally down if we could give them a little bit of a warning,
Yeah, we posted today, this morning,
and you do it when?
and we're doing it tomorrow, but the problem is like right now is coming here, I've seen 2 or 3 signs already written down. We just,
I think in the future we should look into kind of coming up with a system where we can hit them, you know, with a little bit of notice. But you're probably too late in the game to ticket people now.
You could actually put signs out a week early and give people time to plan. I mean, that,
We could add on there on the sign, they violate, you know, violators.
I can do that the next time.
That's what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, I mean, this time it's so soon, you mean, you're
How
probably.
about if I do it like on a Thursday, then we do the sweeping on Tuesday, following Tuesday.
I'm for ticketing them if we give them proper notice and try to do our best on it, but.
You know, it's the same way with snow plowing and stuff, you know, do the whole deal, so, yeah. So,
Can the village share anything on social media?
Yeah, typically it's been put in the newsletter and on,
Yes.
on
Or so-
Facebook
was it done?
or on our
You can
website.
same does that for me.
was gonna
Can
say-
we, this is just a question. So when the sheriff, and I think we got a presentation on this, when the sheriff texts, they can text out.
Like Nixel.
Through Nixle.
Yeah, do we have the ability to just send stuff to those residents? Do that?
I think that's emergencies only, isn't it?
It can be road, well, I don't know.
I would say a text directly to people's phones is a far more effective thing. I don't read the news, I know you guys put time in the newsletter, I don't read it. So, you know, I think a text that just says, hey,
I know village action, by the way, it'll hit everybody even if they're not involved, but it will hit those involved.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
Thoughts
people
on the
have
future?
Nixle though.
I'm sorry?
How many people have the nixle that you could send it through the sheriff's department?
That's true.
I do.
I do.
I don't think the sheriff's office would put that on there because it's not an emergency.
Well, you know, they do put on the sheriff's department, when the engineers close the road,
Right, so that way people know to avoid, so that way that's more of an emergency for them because it's road closure.
Well, maybe we look into a system that, where we can get, when we can start doing our own mass texting.
We
I send the
have
political
it,
ones
we
to
have
work,
it, but
so-
it's at a cost.
I mean,
We've looked into it, so.
what I know for the political ones, it's like 3 cents, and you're able to get a message out to thousands of people for $200. And if that's the case here, if it's gonna make our city look a little bit better when we do our street sweeping, it's worth every cent. So, that's fine.
Anything else?
We're having a pond issue on Hawthorne. I got the guys gonna go out and clean up some brush tomorrow and some fallen trees. But I also got someone come to give me a price on building a head wall in a different drainage system than what the developers put in there, because what they did just isn't working.
Not drained at all.
It's not draining, if it is, very little.
Up in Wanda. It's in the north section, but it's a south street in the north section.
So when we get mass rains like this, there's a problem with the pump.
Yeah, most of the ponds are, I had that on the list for.
Well, this is the outlet for all the ponds,
Okay.
and it doesn't drain well, so it floods 4 or 5 feet, and then it just backs on up the line. And it'll drain slowly over 2 or 3 weeks.
Do we have any recourse when these companies do this kind of thing?
I'm going to get a hold of Miranda and talk to some of their engineers and say, hey, this needs to be looked at, because it's not something we should be.
And we have another Miranda development coming in, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, play hardball with them. Tell them to get it cleaned up, get it fixed, or they're not gonna have this friendly as the village government. They make their money.
They've noticed the difference, so they might want to work with us.
Greg, can I ask, I know that there's streets all over town that are just awful with potholes. But can we do anything on Main Street up there around the bank?
That's scheduled to be done before May 22nd.
As resurfaced or potholes filled?
Ground down to the brick and then resurfaced.
Okay.
We actually have about 8 streets on the plans to be resurfaced this
Yeah,
year,
you showed me that, but
and that's one of them.
okay. All right, thanks.
There's 4 up north and 4 down here.
Yeah. And then there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be tarred, chipped, sealed, so that the holes aren't there, people aren't twisting ankles. The holes out here on Walnut going down Station Street, so that when they're having a parade, you don't have a horse twist his ankle and break it and pothole, or let's not say a person, but I just try to fill in a bunch of stuff, and it's all going to get tore up here with this meter shed project. A little bit here, a little bit there, so we've come up with a plan to basically grind them down and tar and chip them and seal them and fill them and get a few more years out of them until we have to tear them up completely. So it's quite a bit less expensive than cutting them out and putting blacktop back in them. And if the real bad areas, we're actually putting blacktop back in them.
Don't want to pave a road to tear it out in 2 years. The gas company doesn't know that for us.
I'm terrible with streets, but right across the street from the high school, you start going into,
It's all getting redone.
okay,
Ashton
the
Woods.
one you turn left, first left, yeah.
Ashton Woods Drive, it's getting redone all the way to the end. Morrison, back behind the pond, is getting dug out and redone all the way from Virginia to Ashton
Okay.
Woods.
Yeah, I went through there the other day and
Yeah.
that was something.
Griggs is getting done down between, Griggs is getting done. There's some stuff over Cromley getting done. Or, is that Cromley? Yeah, beside the railroad. There's some stuff, of course, East Street, Church Street, Walnut, where the tile and all that's going in, that'll all be redone. We got the grant for Randolph Street, that's all going to get torn out, redone. Lexington Avenue is getting torn out, or getting ground down and redone, repaved. Main Street from Bortz to Long, there's quite a few projects that we
Good.
are going to be spending money on through this summer, so.
Bert, the OWDA loan?
We got the OWDA loan for the phase 1 of the metership project. Signed off on that last week. I think everything's good to go, aren't we, April?
I think so.
We got that done, and then we're also, on the line to something else, we're going to start doing an employee policy manual through Lexipol. There are also training modules that each employee will be required to do. They'll watch a video, they'll take a test, probably 8 to 10 modules, depending on what we pick. As the village, they'll customize the handbook to the village as be needed. The first year expenditures will be like $14,000. After that, every year will be like $3,200 to keep it up to date and to provide the training modules for all the employees, and that includes the police department as well. They have their own policies or manuals that they go by, but we really don't have anything that's been updated in 8-10 years. And they're going to work with us to make it as village friendly as possible. So I don't know if that's anything anybody has a comment about, if they'd rather not. I mean, it's something that's come up this past week.
Yeah, the police use Lexipol.
But they have a village first responder edition or whatever you call it, but they'll customize it to whatever, and they'll work directly with Samantha in order of making it what the village, to fit the village. And then the testing modules, they could help us. There's driving ones, there's sexual harassment, there's all kinds of racism stuff. I mean, it's just, there's OSHA, there's all kinds of training modules that you can put on there, and the people can take the test. They go on, they watch the module, they take the test, and then you have a record that they can't say I didn't know better because they took a test and passed it when something went wrong. Stuff we had to do at Ohio State, stuff we did at Langston when they had taken for driving their trucks. If you drove their trucks, you had to take a test on testing modules. So. Didn't know if you guys are for or against that.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot for it.
We have 3 pieces of legislation. 2 for first reading, 1 for second reading. First one is 05-2025, and it's created regional water and sewer district with South Bloomfield, Pickaway County, and Harrison Township, and us.
Make a motion for first reading.
Second.
Vote.
Yep.
Yes.
05-2025, a resolution authorizing the village to begin taking the steps to create a regional water and sewer district, the village of South Bloomfield, Pickaway County, and Harrison Township, authorizing up to $20,000 to accomplish same and declaring an emergency. That's the first reading.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Yes. Yes.
The second one is 04-2025 for natural gas aggregation. Have a motion for second reading.
Second.
Vote.
Yes. Yes.
04-2025, a resolution approving and accepting a new plan of operation and governance for natural gas aggregation and declaring an emergency. Motion for second reading, or to accept the second reading.
So moved.
Second.
Yes.
Vote.
Yes.
And then an ordinance for the first reading, and you do have a copy. It's 2025-06, and it's adopting a police staffing matrix, basically.
Motion for first read.
Second.
Second.
Vote.
Yes.
Yes.
2025-06, an ordinance creating, establishing, and adopting the Village of Asheville Police Department staffing matrix and pay schedule and declaring an emergency.
Except first reading.
Second.
Vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. We're down to, this would be book 2, impact fee expenditure requests.
Yeah, we're gonna be, I don't know if you guys see the office, and there we redid Colton, the clerk, but we put new cabinets and countertops in there, it turned out really nice. We're going to, if you look at the paint and stuff in there, we're painting some of this wood that's in there just to kind of bring it to a little softer tones. We're also wanting to put new flooring throughout there. It looks like it's been in there for 40 years, which it probably has been, but put new luxury vinyl throughout all the old part of the offices, and the conference room and stuff up front. We'll run all that. We'll run the paint and new flooring and everything. We'll run about $15,500. So, like to use impact fee, governmental impact fees to pay that and get your guys' approval to do so.
Need a motion?
I think just.
Let's do a motion, just cover our bases.
I'll make a motion to approve the expenditure request.
Second.
Yeah.
Vote.
Yes.
Okay, now, Morrison Drive. There's a couple more in there.
Oh, the impact fee, we're wanting to use the street department impact fees, I'm sorry. To pay Memorial, or Morrison Drive, which is right there off of Ashton Woods, behind the pond. That road to me gets a lot of school traffic and get tore up by school people coming from the other subdivision. We ought to be able to use impact fees to repave it. I don't see a problem with that, but your guys' thoughts are or not.
That's how you think it's okay, is people driving from the new part to get to school?
Right, so I don't see a reason why we can't use it. I've talked with Brian and stuff, he don't really have an opinion against it.
But he doesn't have an opinion for it.
He says it's a gray area, but
Okay, probably gray areas will be determined as they go along, I guess.
and I guess, I mean, worst case scenario, we end up paying it back out of our pocket. But if we use it and they say, well, you can't use it that way, then
Good.
I'm for
I don't know how else you
finding
use
creative
those
ways to use
street
it.
funds.
Yeah, it's okay as long as they don't come back hammers.
Yeah, I just don't know how else to use the street funds. You can't
Yeah,
redo new streets, it's just not.
yeah, right.
I think you can make that case.
Yeah.
I'd stand by you making
I
the
do
case.
too.
That's.
Do you need a separate motion for that one then?
Yeah.
So moved.
Second.
Vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any committee reports or?
Parks have a meeting tomorrow at 5:30. I assume we can meet now in the conference room. or whatever?
It's,
Has it been completely cleaned out?
yeah, I think so.
Pardon me?
I think it's-
Yeah, we was in there today. I was in there today.
Got a couple things. We did open the bids for Randolph Street. I went down to that. And there was one bid for $737,000 and one for over $1 million. Looks like we're gonna award
Fillmore
to
Construction.
Fillmore Construction too. So once they finalize the paperwork and everything, they probably ought to be.
I sent them the ordinance that you approved last year, for us to put our $267,000 in funds in to make the project whole, so. I sent them that ordinance earlier today.
We talked about the ponds and then, the phase 1 project started. We're working down the bottoms right now. Put the pipe in, so.
When is that slated to be completed?
Pardon me?
When is that slated to be completed? Well, that portion of the project?
It's gonna take probably a better part of a year, because they're gonna tear up the road, put the storm in, then they're gonna come back, tear up the road, put the water lines in, then they're gonna come back, grind the road, and then pave it. And then they're gonna put set manholes for sanitary coming down the alleys on Church and every east-west street, basically, all the way up through there. It's gonna be a girl project.
Main Street will be closed probably tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Wednesday. They'll be digging across Main Street onto Walnut.
Those are some big pipes.
Yes, they are.
Those pipes are designed to carry all the water in town from the railroad tracks to Circle Avenue. Eventually, it'll all be funneled
Right.
to those pipes, and those are gonna be the main collectors going up East Street.
And they'll do another one on the Lloyd side, on the west side, and then probably
Yeah.
Lloyd's.
Yeah, there's if we get the storm side, I think the estimate on the other side of the river is only like $1 million, but I keep saying only a million, but
All that.
they all add up, so.
Any final comments from council?
Yeah, I do. Bert, do you know what I think the sewer pipe is laying along 752 up there by the ponds? There's a whole bunch laying on the south side of 762.
Well, those are water lines.
Oh, okay.
That's Earnhardt Hills, that's the reason we need to get that 6119 water and sewer district. Those are Earnhardt Hills water that's supplying one building. But they're 18-inch water lines, so they can tie into them and come south and serve whatever they want to.
And even if we form this district, that's
They
okay?
can't, that's the only safeguard we're gonna get.
But if they start putting it in before this district's performed, maybe.
The township will have to give them, if there's somebody there that says, I need water and nobody can supply them,
Yeah.
and there's nobody in line to supply them, then the county's gonna overrule anything that the township or anybody else says that says, get it from Earnhardt.
Okay.
I mean, that's, I hate to say it, that's the way it works.
Okay.
So if we can get this in place and make it, basically illegal for them to service anything within the 6119, then that's our only saving grace to keep Columbus north.
Okay. Do we have a minimum charge for water bills?
Yeah. It's about $26. That's water and sewer. 1,000 gallons is the minimum.
That's all I have.
Don't have anything.
The only thing I got, though, I can't make anything quick, but I want to thank the village employees, thank Brian, thank everybody involved. I'm a little too close to this to even talk about it, but I want to thank you for helping us out with the Viking Fest, to help start this nonsense. And it was, everybody pitched in. Anytime I needed anything from the guys, this man did me a solid on Sunday morning. And I had a gentleman in from Indiana, and he walked in and he just looked bad. And I asked him, I said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Well, my insulin pump went bad last night. I've got to bring in hypodermic needles." And so we didn't know where to find any. And Brian's standing over there, so I asked Brian, and actually Reed, who works for the village, said, "Why don't you just have somebody bring some over from the fire department?" Brian called the fire department. They brought some over without lights or anything like that. Met with the man, took all his stuff, got him all set up and ready to go. An hour later, he looked bright as rain. So that's what small towns like Asheville do. And so, Brian, thank you. That was a solid. But otherwise, everybody pitches in, everybody helps out, and by Monday or Tuesday, it's gone. it's gone. So thanks a lot.
And I'd like you to just tell them thanks for doing their due diligence and
Worked out.
taking care of the ball diamonds the
Worked
way
out.
they did.
Actually, sometimes Bert, we do things for so many years a certain way. You think like it can't be done another way. And then you do it another way, and I can't tell you, they come up and say, this really works out real well. Because what it did is it funneled everybody through the park to where we were doing the jousting over here on this end of everything. And so it actually flowed pretty well. But there were a ton of people here. I mean, there was a ton of people here, and it was good. And I don't know the final count on big boxes of food for the food pantry, but it was a lot. So Nancy and I will get together and we'll talk about it, and she'll let me know. But
You just tell them I appreciate their taking care of
I
the
absolutely,
diamonds.
absolutely. No, you're very cooperative, and I appreciate that, and that's how we worked together for 20 years, so I appreciate it, thank you. Motion adjourned.
Second. Yes.